Welcome back to The Explainer, Focused Learners. I am absolutely thrilled you're here today because, well, we are tackling what I like to call the ultimate boss-level challenge in artificial intelligence, music-driven dance generation. We're looking at a groundbreaking framework called MACE-Dance. Now, if you've been following the rapid advancements in AIGC, you know that generating a static image, that's one thing. Pumping out a text response is another, but asking an AI to actually listen to a piece of music, invent a totally original dance, and then generate a photorealistic video of a human performing it perfectly, that is incredibly complex. Today we're going straight to the source material to see exactly how a brilliant team of researchers just solved this.
Okay, let's dive into this. Why is this specific task so incredibly difficult? I mean, we all know about the massive rise of online dance platforms, right? Short-form, music-driven dance content is basically dominating the internet. So naturally, researchers want to use AI to generate this stuff. But AI has been struggling massively here. Generating a dancing human isn't like generating a mountain landscape. The human eye is just super sensitive to the absolute slightest error in how a body moves. Literally, if an arm bends the wrong way for even a fraction of a second, boom, the illusion is completely shattered.
And really, that brings us to the core problem outlined in the paper. The researchers identified this massive bottleneck in the current technology. It's essentially a tug-of-war between realistic human motion on one side and high-quality visual appearance on the other. Existing AI methods, like pose-driven image animation, might give you a gorgeous still image that they try to drag around, but the movement, it looks completely robotic. On the flip side, audio-driven talking head models are amazing at syncing lips to a voice, but ask them to map complex full-body physics to a musical beat, and they completely fall apart. Until now, models simply could not jointly achieve these two competing requirements. If the motion was good, the video looked like a blurry mess. If the video was crystal clear, the dancer moved like a broken marionette. There was just no winning.
Enter the researchers' definitive solution. They present MACE-Dance, that stands for Motion Appearance Cascaded Experts. And the absolute genius of this framework lies in a concept called Mixture of Experts, or MOE. Think of it like a massive Hollywood production team. I mean, you don't ask the costume designer to also direct the actors, right? You have specialized experts handling totally different parts of the job. MACE-Dance basically realizes that asking one single AI model to figure out complex physics, musical rhythm, and photorealistic lighting all at the exact same time is just asking way too much. So they just split the job up.
And this brilliantly illustrates just how impactful this specific approach is. This research has already been accepted by SIGGRAPH 2026. For those of you tracking the space, you already know SIGGRAPH is the absolute gold standard. We're talking the most prestigious computer graphics and interactive techniques conference in the world. When a paper gets accepted there, it means the underlying science isn't just some cool theory. It is a proven, massive leap forward for the entire industry.
So how exactly does this Hollywood production team operate? The paper breaks it down into a really clear two-part cascaded workflow. Now, cascaded just means one expert finishes their job completely before handing it off to the next. Step 1 belongs to the motion expert. That's our master choreographer. Its only job is to listen to the music and create a 3D skeleton dancing. Once that totally flawless 3D dance is locked in, it's handed over to Step 2, the appearance expert. This is our visual director who takes that skeletal motion and turns it into a photorealistic, fully fleshed human being. Let's look a bit closer at both of these roles.
Section 1. The motion expert, the AI choreographer. Let's move to this and see how this builds our foundation.
This first phase is really where the raw creativity happens. This system doesn't care at all what the final output looks like in terms of lighting or clothing. It only cares about the groove, the rhythm, and the physics. The paper highlights that the motion expert translates the music into a 3D motion sequence while balancing two massive requirements: kinematic plausibility and artistic expressiveness. Now, kinematic plausibility just means the AI has to obey real-world physics. Gravity still exists, feet shouldn't slide right through the floor, and joints definitely shouldn't hyperextend. But a mathematically perfect, rule-abiding robot isn't exactly a good dancer, right? That's where the artistic expressiveness comes in. The AI actually interprets the musical beats, the drops, the tempo changes, and generates movements that are genuinely expressive and rhythmically aligned.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is looking under the hood at how they actually built this choreographer. The researchers detail some seriously heavy academic engineering here. It's built on a diffusion model, but instead of standard architectures, they designed a custom BiMamba-Transformer hybrid. In plain terms, transformers are fantastic at understanding the overall context of a song, while the Mamba architecture is incredibly fast and efficient at processing long sequences of data, like thousands of frames of continuous movement. By combining them and using a strategy called guidance-free training, this specific hybrid architecture easily outcompetes older models. It directly achieves state-of-the-art performance in pure 3D dance generation.
Section 2. The appearance expert, the visual director.
Once our AI choreographer has mapped out the perfect 3D stick figure routine, we transition to our visual director. Think of this module as the ultimate stylist and lighting expert. It takes that raw 3D motion data, pairs it with an image of a person, and then it has to render a final video that looks completely real. So, the crucial point is what the paper calls preserving visual identity with spatiotemporal coherence. Okay, that is a mouthful, I know, but it represents the single biggest hurdle in AI video today. If you ask an AI to generate a video frame by frame, usually the person's face will subtly change or the pattern on their shirt will weirdly flicker and boil. That's a lack of spatiotemporal coherence. This appearance expert ensures the dancer looks like the exact same person from the very first frame to the very last, with smooth, continuous visuals and absolutely zero weird flickering glitches.
To pull this off, the appearance expert uses motion and reference conditioned video synthesis. But the real secret weapon outlined in the paper is decoupled kinematic-aesthetic fine-tuning. Here is why this matters. Usually, when you train an AI to make things look prettier, the aesthetics, it accidentally alters the underlying structure, the kinematics. It might make the lighting look flawless, but suddenly the dancer's arm is completely detached. Yikes. By decoupling them, this fine-tuning strategy allows the AI to perfect the visual look, the textures, and the shadows without accidentally messing up the perfect dance moves that were generated back in step 1.
Section 3. Proving state-of-the-art performance.
Of course, it's one thing to build a fancy new framework and give it a great Hollywood analogy, but in computer science, you have to bring the receipts to prove it's actually mathematically better. But the researchers ran into a pretty unique problem. Because this specific task of high-fidelity, music-driven dance generation is so incredibly new, the standard testing methods just weren't good enough. So the research team had to essentially build their own testing arena from scratch. They curated a brand new, large-scale, and highly diverse dataset of dancing videos. Then they designed a custom motion appearance evaluation protocol. They literally had to invent the benchmarking system just to properly test their AI against older single-task models.
And the results? They were staggering. Based on their rigorous testing protocol, this framework didn't just beat the competition in one area. It hit state-of-the-art, or SOTA, performance in 3 distinct areas. First, it achieves SOTA in pure 3D dance generation with the motion expert. Second, it achieves SOTA in pose-driven image animation with the appearance expert. And third, it achieves state-of-the-art performance on the overall combined task of putting it all together from the music to the final video. Honestly, that's a clean sweep.
As we wrap up this explainer, we really have to zoom out and look at the bigger picture. We are rapidly moving past the days of AI struggling to generate simple movement, with frameworks like MACE-Dance effectively solving that tug-of-war between realistic physics and photorealistic visuals. The line between human expression and AI-generated art is blurring at just an incredible speed. It leaves us with a fascinating and honestly perhaps slightly unsettling thought to ponder. As this technology inevitably scales across all our online platforms, when we watch the next massive viral dance trend, who is the true choreographer of the future? Is it the human in the video, the user who typed the prompt, or the algorithm that felt the beat? Thanks for joining me on The Explainer today. Keep learning, and I'll see you in the next one.